Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where we give you more news in less time. I'm Nicole Hernandez. Mark is off tonight. Well, first up tonight, we have a crazy story from Grant County. Grant County law enforcement arrested a woman for stealing a car with a baby inside. They say the baby's grandma left a 2-month-old baby in the back of her car to run an errand this morning in Warden. Grant County deputies say 21-year-old Rita Lozano, who is actually related to the baby, jumped in the driver's seat and drove off with the baby in the car. Police say they used their patrol cars to eventually stop her, and the baby is okay and back home safe tonight. We actually went out to Warden to get more information tonight about this story. Our Connor McAvoy sat down with the baby's mom, who is also related to the alleged kidnapper, in a KREM 2 News exclusive tonight.
It was here on South Main Street where Maria Velez's mother was with her 2-month-old grandson, Cyrus Ezekiel, stopping in for a moment to check on something at her apartment. She stepped out of the car for just a few moments, where reports say the car was then stolen with Cyrus inside.
My baby is missing. I need to go. I need to figure out where I need to go.
Thoughts running through Maria Velez's mind when she found out her son was abducted Wednesday morning by who she says is her brother's sister-in-law, Rita Gabriela Lozano.
It's just an emotion that I would never want anybody to feel.
Her and Cyrus's father, Eddie Perez, are still in shock. Once the car was stolen, Grant County Sheriff's Office says police were able to use traffic cameras to find out where the car was 15 minutes later and 12 miles away, taking her into custody. Grant County Sheriff's Office says Lozano, handcuffed in the back of a police vehicle, was able to crawl to the front of the police vehicle and drive away. She got half a mile away before authorities took her into custody again. After the family car and multiple cop cars were damaged, Cyrus wasn't harmed.
What if he died? What if he passed away? What if he wasn't here right now, you know?
Perez says he couldn't handle the thought of something happening to his first child.
Can't trust no one. Nowadays, can't trust anyone. Because look what happens. I never thought it was happening to us, but...
I know, and I know my mom feels super bad, and she... I know there's nothing that we could have done and she could have done.
They say they're planning on holding Lozano accountable.
We are planning on pressing charges for what she did, especially because her family was trying to reach to her. I don't think there's an excuse for her actions at all.
But not after comforting their son.
What happened?
You want a high-speed chase? Yeah, you did.
Taking stock in their family, thankful he's okay. Lozano has been booked into Grant County Jail. She faces charges of kidnapping, driving under the influence, and theft of a motor vehicle. In Warden, Connor McAvoy, KREM 2 News.
Well, 2 Navy pilots are still missing after their jet crashed near Mount Rainier. Search teams found the wreckage this afternoon, but still don't know where the pilots are. The EA-18 Growler crashed yesterday during a training mission. The latest from the Navy is that they're sending search teams into the remote mountainside, which is so remote you can't even get to it by car or truck. Aviation analyst John Nance says the jet has some of the best technology available and should have alerted crews to obstacles, and Nance says that equipment rarely fails.
Possibility that they had controlled flight into terrain. Basically, they just ended up flying it into the hills because of one reason or another, human factors, or it could be that something happened to the jet and they were unable to contain it in time.
We could learn the names of those missing crew members as soon as tomorrow. Now to our Night Beat for a look at the day's top stories. First up, pop boy band singer Liam Payne died earlier today. Payne was part of the British boy band One Direction that started on the UK show The X Factor. Police in Buenos Aires, Argentina, says that Payne fell from the 3rd floor of a hotel there. They're now investigating how he died and doing an autopsy. Payne had been in Buenos Aires to go to his former bandmate Niall Horan's concert. Liam Payne was 31 years old and leaves behind a baby boy. Well, today, Idaho's longest-serving death row inmate found out when he is set to be executed again. The state issued Thomas Creech a new death warrant for November 13th. And I say again because Creech has been on death row for almost 50 years. He's been convicted of 5 murders across 3 states, and he was originally scheduled to be executed in February. That execution, though, was not successful because medical staff could not establish an IV line. Just yesterday, though, the Idaho Department of Correction updated its protocol for executions, including allowing medical staff to use a central line IV if they can't get a standard IV to work. Check out this new video here of Spokane Valley firefighters airlifting a mountain biker off a trail near Liberty Lake. Crews decided they could not get to the biker on foot because of the steep terrain, so they called the Spokane Regional Air Support Unit to help. They ultimately hoisted the biker up with a helicopter, flew to a landing area at Ridgeline High School, then took them to the local hospital. That was your Night Beat. So you can learn more about any of those stories, you can head to our website, KREM.com.
Hey, get ready to pull it.
Another crazy video here. A Seattle police officer saved a man from being run over by a train. This happened last week. Officers were talking with a man who was in the middle of a mental health crisis. In the middle of this, the man slipped and fell 25 feet onto the rocks and rails below. Officers raced down to help the man, ultimately pulling him away from the tracks just before the train plowed through. The man did end up with a couple of fractures, but should overall be okay. All right, we want to switch gears and talk a little bit about weather. We had a bit of a rainy day today. I personally overhyped the rain in my head. I thought it was going to be really bad, but obviously we have our meteorologist, Jeremy Legoo, here with us. Jeremy, it wasn't as bad as I brought it out to be.
No, not at all. We did get a couple of rounds of rain, and if you were outside, you got pretty soaked. Just ask Christian. He was reporting during it, and he came back soaking wet. But overall, it is much cooler today. We'd sit in the 40s, even 30s in Deer Park. Clear skies mean our temperatures are going to cool off quite quickly. Get this. A lot of us are 10 to 15 degrees colder than where we were this time yesterday. That cold air mass has settled in a big way. The clearing overnight is what allows our temperatures to dive, but it does look like there's a little bit of activity sitting just off the coast that's going to make its way in, and it looks like we wake up to another round of scattered showers tomorrow. Nicole? It's not going to be a whole day of rain, just a couple of light showers moving through early in the day. Those move into the mountains by the afternoon, come down at snow above 4,000 feet, then move out. Temperatures, though, stay a little bit cooler. 54 degrees tomorrow. Friday morning is a cold one with temperatures down near freezing, but plenty of sunshine takes us through the end of the work week.
The sunshine is what makes all of that okay. All right, new tonight, one of the state's most expensive transportation projects is slowly getting closer to being done. Tonight, WashDo held a community meeting in East Central. The freeway will eventually connect to I-90 in East Central, which is why WashDo invited the community to give input on what the connection will look like.
When you think about freeways with a lifespan of 100 years, this is infrastructure that's going to be in this neighborhood, in people's backyards for a really long time.
Community members brainstormed architectural themes that would complement the culture of East Central. They also gave updates on future stormwater and utility plans. WashDo thinks the project will be done by 2030. Well, KREM 2 is working to bring you more from Washington candidates before Election Day. We have several events to help you hear from them. Tomorrow there will be a U.S. Senate debate between Senator Maria Campbell and challenger Dr. Raul Garcia. You can watch that exclusively on KSKN 22 from noon to 1 p.m. Plus, in just 2 weeks, KREM 2 is hosting a 5th District congressional debate. Candidates Carmela Conroy and Michael Baumgardner will be right here in the KREM 2 studio on Wednesday, October 30th. That hour-long debate will start at 7 that night on KREM 2, KSKN 22, and KREM 2 Plus and KREM.com. And that was KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where you get more news in less time.